Hey guys, so I am here to make a study tips video. I know I already made like a school supplies video for you guys, but so I decided to do a study tips video for school. It's mainly focused towards college since I am in college, but you could probably use it for high school too. If you're wondering about the different backgrounds, I am down in my living room. Nobody's home, so I decided to use my living room. So first off, what I was going to show you is this. I'm currently using it now as my pencil case. I showed you the other one, my other video, and it was like had flowers on it. This one holds like a lot of items. It holds all my pencils. It holds post-it notes. It holds my little mini stapler, staples, and like just everything. All my pens, all my highlighters and pencils. So it works out really well. I really like it. But to start out with, first for study tips, I'm going to show you. Sorry, that's my cat. This is my planner. I need to see I've already started like decorating with it and putting stuff on there. But I have my schedule. I'm not going to show you it up close so you guys. It's a little personal. My schedule has like other information on it, so I won't really show you that. But I put my schedule on the inside there. In this, it has like different dates on it, which I really like. The different tabs. Sorry, I'm like, I don't know. Every time I do a video, I just like can't talk or something. And but I showed you probably maybe before my other video. I'm not sure. I'll have to link it down below. I put all my classes in color coded so that, which I haven't written anything down yet, but in here I'll say when something is due. I'll typically do that. I also have like for the gym, it's highlighted in green, so a day that's highlighted in green is the day I'll go to the gym, work out. And on the weeks, which I don't have anything written down either, sorry guys, but you can see they're blank right now, but I'll just write down whatever I want to do that day, like homework I'm going to do. But the calendar is for what is, like I plan ahead and what to do. So that's just to show you. I don't have any really examples of anything because I haven't written inside it yet. As far as with notebooks, because I got my books for college. Sorry, hold on for a second. I didn't mute my TV. It was really loud. I got my books for college already, and for my anatomy class, they already had our PowerPoints for the class like printed out. You had to buy it because you can't get it off of Blackboard. Here are these. And you see these tabs on here, and each tab has is the chapter. So there is 8 chapters in here. And so I went through and I already went and put all the chapters so that I just have to pull on it and I can go and see, go to whatever chapter I need to go to. So that just helps me just marking my chapters in books and stuff. This, which I showed you, my school supplies haul, the tabs and everything, which are in here. And when I do this, I showed you, I think, the inside of it and how it's set up. Like, I have tabs for homework, I have tabs for notes. I write a lot of notes. Like, I write a ton of notes. Like, when I'm at school, whether I'm in the classroom or not, I'll have paper back in my notes section, and I'll write it down. So I'll go through and write down, like, my notes and stuff on paper when I'm at school, like in the classroom or if I'm in the library. But when I get home, I type my notes up. So then I'll have typed notes and I'll have handwritten notes. And sometimes the information will repeat, but for me that really helps. It helps me retain the information better. So that's kind of just what I do for notes. for my art history class, what I talked about a lot, with the note cards, I will take the note cards, which I showed you in my other video, and I'll write the definition on the front, like the word on the front, and then the definition on the back. And I'll do that for every chapter because she gives us a paper with discussion questions and questions about like different artworks and stuff in the book. And then I'll have like terms that you need to know and the artworks from that chapter you need to know. So I'll go through and do all the terms because their terms will typically always be on our test. I also have sheet protectors, which I have hooked into this big binder. So I'll put those papers that have terms and discussion questions in the homework section because it's given to us the day before. So it'll be in my homework section. But when I'm trying to study for this test, I make sure I have all my terms done for all the chapters, and we have to remember artworks. I remember telling you this before. But we have to have artworks. So when I do the artworks, I put it on a PowerPoint, and I do 3 per slide, and then there's lines next to it. And when I do that is I can look at the artwork and like discuss about it and write about it, who's the artist and everything you need to know, what was going on that time period that influenced the artwork, everything you need to know for the test. So I'll do that, and I'll go through them, and I'll put them in order, like I'll put them in like time brackets. Like if there's a few artworks that happened between the periods of 500 to 600 BC, then I'll put those all together. So then I just have to remember a time frame and not an exact date, and it helps. And she allows us to do time frames and not exact dates because it's really hard. We usually have to she gives us about 50 different artworks that we have to remember the test, and usually only about 10 to 12 will be on them particularly, plus discussion questions, which are from our homework, and terms. As far as my anatomy class goes, it's the same way. I have paper in the back where I'll write when I'm at school or in the library, notes down, and I'll come home and I'll go through the sections of the chapter, or go through the chapter and type them up at home, put them in my notes section. Haven't had homework yet, so don't really have an example for that, but here's my second notebook, which I hate that I have to have 2. It drives me insane. I hate it a lot, because I got this big one to have 1, but we have lab for anatomy. I don't know if you can see. This is huge, and there's also this lab manual. So like they have the book, and the book's like loose leaf, so I had to put it in here somewhere, and it was just too big and it took up too much room to have in this one binder. And then there's also the laboratory manual, so when we're doing our lab, we have to answer questions in our lab, so there's like places where you can have answer questions in it. So I had to get that for my class, and I only have lab once. Like I have this class 3 days a week, and I only have lab 1 time, so I just went ahead and gave it a separate notebook. So I guess it's not a big deal because I don't have to carry it as much. But as far as my like 2 other classes, one class is typography, and it's just basically learning you to do type. The type you see in commercials or on ads or something, they're specifically placed to look nice, and it basically that teaches you how to place your text in the right places to make it look appealing to the eye. And that class is just projects, no notes, no homework really. For my Visualist Studio class, we really don't have like notes or anything. I haven't done much in that class either, but it doesn't have a lot of homework, they're just projects. So basically on projects, I put the date down in my this little thing. Try to think of the name. Sorry. I put it down in there. Why can't I think of the name? Guys, I'm really like planner. There we go, planner. I had to look inside. I cannot think of the word planner. Oh, my mind's gone today, guys. Probably because I've been on break for a while. But I'll put down like when it's due in the planner, and then I'll space out like periods of time to go and work on them, because I do have to go to school and work in the lab a lot of times, so I'll do that typically in the evening, because there's like classes throughout the morning and afternoon for them. So that's what I usually have to do, and I just have to, you have to space it perfectly. You can't do it the night before, obviously. It's just too much of a hassle, and it won't look as good, and it can't be your best. So we usually get about 2 weeks per project. That means we do 2 projects in a month. So when I do that, I just space out certain days that I'll go visit the lab, days that I'll take to, maybe if I'm doing a sketch, I'm thinking of an idea of how I'm going to do it, I'll take maybe a day for that. And then you want probably, I'll do like maybe 3 days each week, probably 2 to 3 days each week to go into the lab and work on it. So that's about 5-6 days that I have to work on this project. And really that's all the time you need. To be honest, you don't need to work on it straight every day, 2 weeks for 4 hours. Because projects aren't that like extravagant. Maybe my last projects usually are, but I don't have the last projects because it's only the beginning of the semester. But the last projects usually take a long time, so you probably need to work almost every day on them. But these ones are early projects, and they're not as like extravagant or anything. But I feel like I'm talking really fast. I'm sorry if I am. But just like a quick overview. Taking notes on the computer. I always do that. I always read ahead. When I'm given an assignment, I try to do that day, start on it, so that I'm not trying to rush it the day before and like trying to work on also other homework from other classes. It gets really stressful. So go ahead and start it when I get that assignment today. Start my reading, start doing the homework. I go ahead and get that done when I get that assignment, or try to at least. Studying for tests. A lot of times, like in the art history, she gives us our stuff a week or so, or a week and a half before our test. Once I get it, I study like hour, 2 hours a day before, like every day, and it's until the test, and it helps you retain the information. I do make a lot of notes, like I said. I'm just kind of going over this because I feel like I kind of talked really fast, but type up my notes, and I also do notes in class and at school in between classes, so that helps. And that's about it. If you guys have any questions or comments, put them below. I'll try to link my school supplies video down below. I'm not sure how to do that. I've never linked to one, but I'll try to do that. If not, have comments, questions, message me, whatever. If there's anything you're wondering that maybe I didn't discuss, or if you just want to put your own study tips down below, that's fine. Alright, thanks.